News Talk 920 KVEC. Good morning. It is 17 minutes after 7 o'clock. I'm Andy Morris. Welcome to First Look today. Very excited to have in studio with us this morning three members of the Templeton High School Drama Department. They've got a big production of West Side Story coming up. We're saying hi to Ethan LeCaro, Ashleigh Sinclair, and Dylan Stoffel. Stoffel or Stoffel, Dylan?
It is Stoffel.
Stoffel, with a long O.
Yes, of course.
Okay, thank you guys for waking up so early this morning. Oh my gosh, is this normal early for you or no?
About 30 minutes earlier than I get up.
Oh, that's not too bad, then. Yeah. Well, you hit 2 or 3 Starbucks on the way home, so you can stop, stop and get a little mojo to get you going there.
Of course.
All right, tell me about West Side Story. I know a lot of people out there are familiar with the story. Let's start off with when it starts, what dates it's running, where it's going to be, and what people need to do to get tickets.
Right on. The dates for West Side Story are going to be March 23rd, 24th, and 25th. That's a Thursday, Friday, Saturday. And there's going to be a matinee on that Saturday at 2 o'clock. And the following weekend on March 30th, 31st, and April 1st, with, again, there's a matinee on that Saturday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. It's going to be at Templeton High School in Templeton. I believe it's 1400 Main Street. So if you're getting off Vineyard, you just take a right, and it's right there. It's going to be at the Templeton Performing Arts Center, a beautiful, absolutely gorgeous facility, and we're just happy to use it at any time. If you're looking for tickets, it's reserved seating only because we're looking to sell out. It's a big show. You can get those at brownpaperticket.com, and if you want a link to that, you can go to Templeton Drama on Facebook and follow us on Instagram at Templeton Drama.
All right. That was Ethan LeCaro. You kind of like the Energizer Bunny here. You just said go, and bam, he was all set and ready to go.
Not a problem.
Are you related to Dave?
I am.
Okay.
David LeCaro is my father.
All right, so that explains a lot right there then. All righty, so let's move over to Ashleigh here. Ashleigh, tell me a little bit about the show. What part do you play in the show?
I play Maria. It's one of the lead roles. I am very excited for the show. The show is very diverse in how you take it, you know? There's lots of messages throughout the show. One very big thing is that the gangs are separated and that they need to realize that even though they're so different, they're so similar in so many different ways. However, unfortunately, throughout the play, there's so many hardships that take so long for them to realize that, and also kind of relates to how we are doing now, you know, in our world today, and how you can apply that to today.
Let's see, now today's world, two groups that don't always get along real good. Does that fit with what's going on in the world today?
I'm not sure.
I don't know about that. So, but with West Side Story, no real political undertones with the movie, or with the show, right?
Not necessarily.
Not necessarily. Yeah. All right, Dylan, tell me about your role. Who do you play?
In the show, I portray a character named Riff. I am the leader of the Jets gang. I am best friends with Ethan LeCaro's character Tony, and my character, he's trying to prove himself to show like his gang that he really means that this turf is ours, and is ignorant to the fact that the Puerto Ricans are being pushed out of their home due to economical strife and all the hardships that they are going through. He is completely ignorant to it and is only focusing on the people around him and the people in his life, and that he really just needs to show himself and his friends that this is their area and what is theirs. And he does not like the fact that Tony falls in love with a Puerto Rican girl because, as the show states, stick to your own kind.
Okay, so there are basically a little strife with two street gangs, right?
Right,
yes,
right.
Of course.
Is there an official city? Is it in?
It's in New York.
It is in New York City. See, I have to plead ignorance here. The only West Side Story experience I have is that when I was very little, my father used to play the soundtrack over and over and over and over and over again. So I'm real familiar with most of the songs that are in there. Plus, Scott walks around here singing them most of the time, too. He's a big fan of the Maria songs.
Yeah. Yep.
He sings, pretty good. So give me a nutshell real quick on the two gangs. They don't like each other, and then obviously guy from one gang falls in love with girl from another.
Right. So the show itself mirrors the Shakespeare's play Romeo and Juliet.
Right.
So there are the Capulets and the Montagues, and Tony is personating the a character of Romeo, and Maria is the character of Juliet.
So everybody around them is telling them, no, you're not going to get together.
Basically.
Precisely, yes. Right. And it relates back to the time period of when it was, which was, again, what Dylan was saying, how the Puerto Ricans were actually migrating into the United States. Puerto Rico's been part of the United States since 1917. And during that time, the 50s, when they're moving over, when the play is set, the 1950s is when a mass migration, over 1 million Puerto Ricans were in the country itself. So they were what the immigrants that were there before, which is the original gang, the Jets, they were Irish, Italian, German immigrants that were there previously in the previous years. Puerto Ricans are coming in, the Sharks, and the Jets feel like they're being displaced. So there's this rivalry that's going on. Again, and going back to Romeo and Juliet, no one really knows where it began, where the rivalries started, but it's there. When the show starts, it's there. There's a wonderful number at the beginning, the prologue, that kind of plays out the many months that happened, the interactions between the two, and unfortunately, most of them are violent. So the story plays out where Tony, my character, falls in love with Maria, Ashleigh's character from the Sharks side, and I'm from the Jets. And the rest of the story goes on with our struggles, our triumphs, and a wonderful message at the end.
Now, tell me some of the songs that people are going to recognize when they go to see West Side Story. What are some of the titles of the songs?
Well, of course, they will recognize the Jet song, in which I am singing, and the rest of the Jets are singing, and we also sing...
That's the When You're a Jet, You're a Jet.
That's it. That's it.
I told you, my dad played it over and over again.
And I also sing Cool and Officer Krupke.
Oh, Officer Krupke is from that show.
Yes, it is.
That is, now see, I remember that, so I must have seen the show at one point or another. Was it a movie as well?
Yes, there is a movie.
Yeah, in 1961 it was released, and Natalie Wood was playing Maria. She was, that was a big time thing, and it actually won Best Picture.
Nice.
It is a bit different than the way the show will be. Right. So if anybody out there has seen the movie and you come to see the show, expect something just a little bit different.
All right. Yeah. All right. Ashleigh, what's it like trying to, because I grew up, and excuse the phrase, I don't mean it anything bad. I grew up as a theater geek. I was part of the drama club in high school. That's how I got my training to be in radio. Yeah. Awesome. And what's it like for you, today's age, trying to carry a load of books, get good grades, and still be a part of the drama club? Is that tough to do?
Oh, very. I'm taking 3 AP classes this year, and it's beyond difficult to maintain straight A's and have this wonderful show to do on the same time. And there's rehearsal nights, and you have homework. And so most of the time you have to find time really late at night, after 9, or you have to do it during a tutorial period, like a study hall. But for the most part, it all kind of just goes to passion and also time management. You just have to really work on that.
That's the part I failed at most of the time. It can really. Now, Dylan, tell me a little bit about Performing Arts Center. I know I have done a show there, and it's a really great place for a show.
Oh, absolutely. It's a beautiful, beautiful theater. When you're in there, it's just, you get a feeling like nothing other. I feel very happy and proud that we get to perform in this theater, because it's a lot of kids in this county and this area, and most kids in high school in general, they don't get to perform in such a beautiful place. Right. And I feel so thankful, and I'm so grateful that we get to perform there, and that's really all I can say is that it's so wonderful to perform in that theater.
You step out on stage and you really feel like you're in a theater there, and there is not a bad seat in the house.
No, there really
isn't. The acoustics are absolutely pristine. Anything else you want to share about the show before we wrap things up here? So the I guess there is an overlying message about this, about just togetherness, and I think the cast has really been able to embody that, this idea of being together. Even though we are separate, we're symbolizing being separate. When you go to the show this March, late March, you're really gonna feel the energy of togetherness and friendship and being together.
Although in this show we portray 2 rival gangs and very much feuding and very much that we fight and that we hate each other, we are still the drama family, so that in this show you will really see brotherly love and kinship and tight family bonds, and you will see the characters reacting to each other and really living out and portraying these characters, because we may be drama students, we may be acting in the show, but we are merely portraying and showing the story of West Side Story. We are not actually these characters themselves, so you will see that we bring in our drama family love into the show, and you will see that these characters really are real living people, and this show is about portraying the message of what happened during West Side Story, and I believe it will be absolutely fantastic.
All right. So once again, it sounds like a message that we need everybody in the nation to hear
Yes.
at
Yes,
this particular
of course.
time. That would be pretty cool. All right. Got to wrap things up here real quick. Tell me again when the show is going to be, times, dates, where it's going to be, and what they need to do to get tickets.
Okay, so the show is March 23rd through the 25th, 7 p.m. There's also a matinee at 2 p.m. on that Saturday, March 30th through April 1st, also at 7 p.m. And there is a matinee on that Saturday as well.
And there is reserved seating, which you can purchase at THS westsidestory.bpt.
Brownpapertickets.me.
.me.
Right.
Okay, so check Brown Paper Tickets. You can get it. All right, got to wrap things up here. We have got to look at what's going on with your California headline news. We've been talking with Ethan LeCaro, Ashleigh Sinclair, and Dylan Stoffel. Guys, thank you so much, and good luck with the show, okay?
Thank you so
Thank you
much. See you
much.
there.
Show, okay?
Thank you so
Thank you
much. See
much.
you there.